All right. Hey guys. Is everybody back yet?
Yep.
All right, perfect. How about you guys, Kenneth and Albert?
Yep.
Awesome. Very cool. Perfect. Albert is maybe still gone. I'll give him a few seconds. Cool. Awesome. So what did you guys think about the whole Perplexity and AI trading thing? You have any ideas that you guys would want to try out? Or are you guys more interested in traditional kind of stuff, use indicators and trade with those?
I think personally, I'd like to master the other before I start going off to the perplexity. I have a little bit of a conflict because I believe in the technicals. I believe when you're below a 200 moving average and the stock's going up and you're approaching that 200-day moving average, you prefer to see the stock go over the 200 before you take the trade. Okay. News has a different effect on it. It makes sometimes the technicals invalid. But when I look at a chart, most of the time I don't care whether it's ABC, EDF, whatever it is. I'm looking at the chart, the technicals, the price action, and the news is extra for me. So the way I've been taught and the way I do things is I would have a hard time seeing a stock below the inverted averages. Below the 200-day moving average, and then suddenly getting perplexity telling me, hey, you need to go take this trade because there's news on it. I would struggle with that a little bit. I'd have to work it to believe it. Because like I said, I hinge towards the technicals rather than the fundamentals.
Yeah, I mean it's both, right? I think when most people when they trade manually, right? Let's say you're trading on Robinhood, whatever, using your thumbs, right? Most people when they trade, they'll kind of do a little bit of both, right? They'll do some sort of research on these companies. Does the company make any sense? Or is it just like vaporware, right? Is it actually
Right.
producing something meaningful? What is this company doing? Has it been performing well? Is their CEO good? You might want to do research like that, right? And then you'll look at, okay, has it been trending upwards or have we been going down into the dust, right? I think most people make some sort of calculation like that, right? And that you could do that with a perplexity, right?
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to have it one way or the other. You can have them both together, right? So you could even tell a bot to say something like, use perplexity to find the 10 most talked about companies right now that you think are going to have the highest potential for gains, right? Something like that based on their technology.
Exactly. No. Yeah.
Like you can get pretty advanced with the prompt and you can get it to like look for specific types of companies with certain traits, right? And you can do that, right? Like for example, right? Let's say what would Perplexity say in this situation, right? Let's actually do that, right? Let's say find me a list of 5 companies that you think will be worth a lot more over the next 10 years because they are working on technology that will be very valuable in the future. Right. So let's say you could do something like that, right? And this is in Perplexity itself, right? Here's Taiwan Semicomputers, NVIDIA, hyperscaler, quantum computing, right? Synthetic biology platform, right? I think these are pretty interesting candidates, right?
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
Right. So you can get it to return a list like that to you and then do technical analysis on it afterwards, right? You can say,
Right.
okay, what are the technicals for these and what like narrow it down further, right? And you could
Yeah.
do that with Perplexity. You could say, use Perplexity to find a list of tickers, give me that list of tickers, and then after that, do X, Y, Z, and you can kind of combine the two, right?
Yeah. It's funny I say that, but in the 80s, when I learned how to play with options, I was working for Lockheed and I was buying puts and calls on contract awards for Lockheed because in LA, you would have a contract award, it'd be the front page of the business section of the LA Times. Lockheed wins, the stock would go up 3, 4 points.
Right.
I'd sell my call and make a few bucks. And so it's funny that that's the way I learned how to play puts and calls. And that was purely on news. And because I had some, well, an engineer had a little inside trading news that a contract was coming. So yeah, it's funny how things have changed. But I was doing trading on. You know what a Commodore 64 is? Have you ever heard of a Commodore
Old school, yeah,
64?
back in the day, yeah.
I was
I've never
at a
used one,
300.
but I know this is like the beginning of computing, basically.
Yeah, 300 baud. It was like a keyboard on steroids, and 300 baud modem. And I was trading downtown with Kennedy and Cabot, and that was my online trading. So it was a long time ago in a land far, far away. So
Cool.
it's been fun. It was fun back then, and then I got out of it for 30 years. I started a family, did the things, put your money away, and whatever, and it's been the last 4 or 5 years I've really gotten back into playing the stocks and options game. So
Nice. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, and I mean it's the same sort of idea, right?
yeah,
Like back then, you're looking for government contract. You could literally do the same thing right now. You could get Perplexity, look for newly awarded government contracts and buy those companies,
and the
and then
good.
confirm that the technicals are good.
Right. Yeah. And then you go, you get the names, then you confirm the technicals meet or agree with or whatever. And sometimes you get them out so far that the price of the options are so cheap that hell you could load up on a couple options on a few of them, just knowing that three companies are competing for the contract and one of them's going to win it. And if the options are cheap enough, you could hedge your bet 3 times and wait for the right one to come out and put stop losses on all of them so that the ones that drop a little but don't hurt you a lot, and the ones that go up run hard. So I can see
Yep.
how Perplexity could do that. It gives you that LA Times news article on your computer. Gives you that information you used to get off a newspaper.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Right, and things that you would normally do manually, right? You can do more than that too. You can get it to do like pretty deep research for you and stuff, right? Like it's basically an AI that has access to the internet, right? So anything you can imagine you could do with ChatGPT, you could do with this thing, right?
Yeah,
Basically.
no, it's first time I've really looked at Perplexity. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's the reason why we chose Perplexity specifically is because their APIs are really good at search. It's like the best AI out there when it comes to search. Right? They're
Interesting.
specifically very good at that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because like
Cool.
if we use like the ChatGPT API, it's not going to be able to do search. It can't do like you could through ChatGPT itself, it can. Like if you were to ask it the same question to ChatGPT, it would also work very similarly. But the problem is through their API, it's not the same thing.